Irish Lullaby was for me one of the first songs that really helped me understand the idea of music antidotes. When Swami Kriyananda first introduced the idea back in 1998. And that's when he assigned different songs to the secrets of emotional healing. And I couldn't really understand initially why he assigned this song, Irish Lullaby, to the quality of cynicism. And it's like, what does a lullaby sung to a little child have anything to do with the quality of cynicism? And in fact, I felt the same way with the song Go On Alone, also known as Truth Can Never Die, which he assigned to anger. And it's like, I really couldn't understand intellectually how those two would really go together, how Irish Lullaby and cynicism would work, how Go On Alone would work for anger. But then as we were in a group situation there and doing a bunch of singing with different choir members, and I remember as we were singing and listening to these songs as a group, I felt with Go On Alone, there's that very powerful guitar strum that I've talked about in covering that song that really felt like it was pulling energy into the spine, into one's center. It had a very powerful centering effect, and understood that related to Sri Yukteswar's saying of how anger springs from thwarted expectations. And that when you're so centered in yourself and centered in your spine, you really don't have any expectations of anything around you, and so therefore how could you get angry? You can't, because nothing, as Sri Yukteswar said, can go counter to wishes of his when he's so centered, and so how could he be angry at all? And so that's how a song like Go On Alone brings the consciousness of centeredness as an antidote for anger. And that's what I then also discovered with Irish Lullaby here. Listening sensitively to that song, what I really felt was an energy in my heart center really expanding and then flowing down. If I can, I gotta see where the camera is here. Sort of let me back up. Sort of flowing down my arms into this kind of embrace here, which was very much this thought of embracing the world, embracing everything that was in it. And I recognized in that very simple act of just complete and utter acceptance that it was the opposite quality, the opposite consciousness of rejection, which is to say cynicism, which is the rejection of any possibility that there is love or joy or meaning anywhere in the world. When you've been around cynical people, you know, they're always just negating everything and saying there's no meaning, there's no love, there's no joy. And you don't want to be around them, but that's that embracing of everything really brings the consciousness that there is meaning, there is joy, there is love all around you all the time. And that's what, Kriyananda in day 13 of Secrets of Emotional Healing, which is the saying to which he assigned this song, he said the secret of overcoming cynicism is to concentrate on the needs of others and not to dwell on the thought that life or other people owe it to you to be different from what they are. And that clearly is a statement of complete acceptance of not only everybody in the world, but all other things and situations and circumstances as well. Now, Kriyananda also said that he wrote this song, Irish Lullaby, as a blessing for a baby, that its future life would be a benefit to other people, be a service to other people. And clearly, an embracing attitude is also essential for that kind of service in the world, because you need to embrace the needs of others. You need, if you're going to be a benefit of service to them, you have to understand and have empathy for their needs. And that's the kind of thing that you can learn from infancy, really, if you're surrounded by loving parents and relations that embrace you for who you are, rather than expecting you to fulfill their own wishes or their unfulfilled ambitions, you might say. And then if you listen to the lyrics of this song, you really get that they're very reminiscent of the innocence of childhood, especially that period of infancy where, if you've been around young babies, the tiniest smile, the little laugh, like a baby's first laugh and so forth, is just enough to melt anybody's heart. And it's just a wonderful experience to be around that. Now, as with other lullaby songs that are in the whole collection of Ananda music, all of those songs are very suitable to sing to infants and children, but Irish Lullaby, as also with a song like Wartime Lullaby, which I covered a while back, can also be taken as the Divine Mother or the Father, if you prefer, singing to each one of us as a beloved child, as a child of God. So that's the message of purity and innocence that's in this song and other lullabies is really sometimes more needed by adults than it's needed by children. Now, reinforcing this thought with the instrumental mystic harp arrangement that we just heard, we'll also hear Swami Kriyananda singing the song later. It begins with a simple harp arpeggiation that has the effect of bringing one's awareness up to the spiritual eye, really at the beginning of the song. And this focus is very appropriate because it's from that point that Divine Mother or the Heavenly Father would then sing the lullaby to us. They're not going to come down to a worldly level. The Divine Mother will sing to us from that high point of inspiration. And so it's from here, in other words, that she then delivers the message of the song, reaching down from the spiritual light to the heart chakra then to bring our love up from that place where it can otherwise get too mired in selfishness and personal desires. And she brings it up then to that place of purity. So the first verse, as we will hear with the sung version, is, "Go to sleep, little dear, may the angels draw near, and with peace dust sprinkle your eyes. May the curtain of night banish pain from your sight. that your dreams to heaven arise. Now, as I said with the song Wartime Lullaby, many children, and especially infants, aren't really that wrapped up in thoughts of agitation and pain like we have expressed in these lyrics here, such that they need the kind of soothing that's given in this song. And perhaps they might have the pain of hunger or the discomfort of a wet diaper, but those are really simple, and these words are far more relevant, really, to our experience as adults. They're trying to settle an agitated heart, which then serves to be an antidote for the quality of agitation, so that we can then allow ourselves to withdraw from the concerns of the world, either into sleep or into meditation. And that withdrawal then, which is pulling the heart's energies inward and then directing them upward, that's what we always try to do in meditation, certainly does help our dreams, as the lyrics say, which is to say any outward desire that we might harbor. It helps those dreams and those ambitions to drift heavenward from the energies of petty, potentially selfish desires, even past the ego at the medulla, which can also engender selfishness, up to the spiritual eye. And that's what the next lines of the lyrics say. Forsake all care as your thoughts rise there through a vault of star-spangled skies. And this idea then of letting go of the concerns of the world is reinforced by the beginning of the second verse, which goes, Go to sleep, the day's done, heaven's blessings you've won by the innocence of your smile. Divine Mother is saying, be assured that when you've lived your day simply and just giving love through your smile, then nothing more is needed to win heaven's blessings. For in the least smile that you give to others, you're serving as a channel of my love. You're serving as a channel for divine blessings to others. And really, isn't that the kind of reassurance that we need so often, that all we really need to do to experience God's love is to simply give that love expansively to others? We don't need to go out and fix a bunch of things in the world, or solve problems, or build great organizations and beautiful temples and all that kind of thing. Even those are good expressions, but all we really need to do is give that love expansively to others. We get so wrapped up in important projects and, for this or that, including important projects for spiritual causes, that then what we do is we get lost in seriousness and joylessness. And what do we do in those cases? We forget to smile. And indeed, it's that kind of joylessness that is what makes our day-to-day activity painful in and of itself. Not the activity or the circumstances itself, but just the fact that we're not giving any chance for joy to express itself. And that joylessness then limits any good that our actions might actually accomplish. And you can see then that what that leads to is, if you've put out all this effort, especially serious, important effort, and you're trying to solve these problems, or you're trying to make something happen in the world, and the world doesn't respond, you get kind of disappointed by it, don't you? And that will ultimately lead to cynicism, of saying, it's all meaningless, I shouldn't bother to try because it doesn't have any effect anyway. But to continue the verse now, Divine Mother then reminds us of this truth in another way. May the whole of your life heal with calmness all strife, and teach kindness free from all guile. So calmness here is a positive quality of the throat chakra, and the freedom from guile specifically addresses that kind of personal ambition and the egoic, selfish motives that get us stuck here at the medulla oblongata. So have no ambition, Divine Mother is telling us, other than giving peace and love and kindness to others. For in doing so, she says, you'll find that every other desire you might have is then fulfilled. And that's what produces the purity of heart, which is why then this verse ends with a few words about pure love, bringing the energy up to the spiritual eye. Men's hearts enthralled by your love. Men's hearts enthralled by pure love for all for its love makes living worthwhile. And then following the second verse, as we'll hear in the next arrangement, is a short instrumental and somewhat reflective interlude, giving us some time to ponder the truth that love is really the only meaning. And you can think that, wow, if you realize that love is the meaning, there's no possibility for cynicism anymore, because you found the meaning that matters. You know, we can get so wrapped up in the meaning of life and searching for it in all these different ways. You know, people try to search for it through money and possessions. They search through it through sex and sensual indulgence. They search through it through, like through trying to be a composer or playwright or an actor, or through technology, or all these different ways. And the sad fact is that we try to search through all those ways, and if love's not there, we don't find any meaning of it. And we will eventually discover again, we will find ourselves cynical because those answers are not there for us. We don't find answers that are pleasing to the ego. Whereas the answer given here again is just simply to love. That's something that we hear the masters talk about all the time. So after that interlude that reminds us of that love is the meaning, then we hear the second verse again, the go to sleep, the day's done, heaven's blessings you've won by the innocence of your smile. May the whole of your life heal with calmness all strife, and teach kindness free from all guile. Men's hearts enthrall by pure love to all, for its love makes living worthwhile. Now we don't hear both verses again, we just hear that second verse, which is there to reinforce that idea of real, pure love even more deeply. So it's something like Divine Mother encouraging us, now that we understand the truth of love, and that's what gives meaning to everything. That's what gives meaning to the world and the universe. She says, now go live it for real. But first rest in that love, she says. This is still a lullaby. She says, rest in that love and let yourself be wholly absorbed by it first. Then stay in that love as much as you can when you go about your duties tomorrow, when you awake. And then when the day's done again, don't forget to come and rest in my arms to let everything go, so that day by day, through your service to others, through your loving devotion, through your expansive love, and through your meditation on me, you and I become one. So let's now enjoy Swami Kriyananda singing Irish Lullaby with the lyrics.
Go to sleep, little dear, may the angels draw near, and with peace dust sprinkle your eyes. May the curtain of night banish pain from your sight, that your dreams to heaven arise. Forsake all care as your thoughts rise there through a vault of star-spangled skies. Go to sleep, the day's done, heaven's blessings you've won by the innocence of your smile. May the whole of your life heal with calmness all strife, and teach kindness free from all guile. Men's hearts enthrall by pure love for all, for its love makes living worthwhile. Go to sleep, the day's done, heaven's blessings you've won by the innocence of your smile. May the whole of your life heal with calmness all strife, and teach kindness free from all guile. Men's hearts enthrall by pure love for all, for its love makes living worthwhile.